Hi, my name's Jackie. Welcome to our beginners yoga class. So this class is for anyone that has done my beginners class, anyone that's returning from yoga after a long spell and wants to come back into it nice and easy, or maybe you're recovering from injury. So let's make a start. We're going to come and lie down on our back. So I just want you to come and sit on your mat like this. Have your arms out in front and just curl the back as you slowly lower down to the floor. Take the feet out about as wide as the mat and bring the knees into touch. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And just for a moment, let's connect to the breath. Feel the belly rise as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. Now let's release the arms out to the sides. Let's breathe in here. Exhale, take both knees down to the right hand side. As always in yoga, if something doesn't feel right, you come out of the pose. Not every pose is right for every person. Coming back up to center, inhale. Exhale down to the left. And coming back up to center. Bring the feet back in about hip width. Draw the knees up to the chest and just rock the back from side to side. And back to center and place the feet down on the floor. So about hip width apart, ankles under the knees. So let's bring the left ankle up to rest on the right knee. And you might like just to stay there, opening that knee out, or you might like to raise that leg up. If you can reach behind the thigh, do so. You're welcome to use a strap, or if you haven't got a strap, a belt will do. And just holding it here, just flexing both feet. Let's move that right leg now with the breath as we inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. And stay there and rotate that ankle, right ankle around in one direction. And back in the opposite direction. Back to center and release both feet down to the floor. Take your right ankle up and rest it on the left knee. And open that knee out just as far as it's comfortable for you. Reach behind the thigh if you can. Both feet flexed. You should be feeling this stretch right through that thigh and glute area right through here. Now let's move that left leg as we inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Hold it. Rotate that left ankle around in one direction. And back in the opposite direction. take both feet back down to the floor. So we're going to do some spinal rolls just to get some movement in the spine here. So what I want you to do as you inhale is just gently arch the spine. So you create a little arch here. You can put your hand under. And as we exhale, you flatten the back into the floor. Let's keep doing that with the breath. Inhale, arch. Now don't make the arch too strong. It's nice and gentle. And exhale, flatten. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale once more. And as we exhale this time, we're going to continue up with the hips, raising them up. And exhale all the way down. And you notice that little arch comes back, and then we flatten the back and raise the hips up. Exhale. And one more. Inhale up. And exhale down. Well done. All right, we're going to roll them to ourselves, pick ourselves up. I want you to come and sit on your heels. Now some people aren't comfortable sitting on their heels, and that's okay. If you're not, just come up and sit on your knees. So we're just going to work through the shoulders a little bit here. So we're going to open through the chest first. So bring the arms back and interlace the arms. I'll turn on my side so you can see me. And I just want you to open the chest as much as possible for you. Take the arms back. Draw the shoulder blades together. So we breathe in here. And as we exhale, release the arms. We're going to bring the left in front of the right. Give ourselves a big hug and really round the back and drop the head down. And let's come back. Interlace. Breathe in. Exhale. Take the right over the left this time. And exhale around the back. We'll do that one more each side. Inhale, open the chest. Bring the left over the right. Give yourself a hug as we exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll come back up to center. Good. Let's just interlace the fingers and draw the elbows together. We're just going to give our wrists a little massage, a little warm up. We've done the ankles. Really important to get these joints nice and warm before we start moving them too much. Moving the wrists in one direction and back in the other direction. And back to center. Good. All right. Let's come into table position. So onto the hands and knees. Knees are under hips. My knees are hip width apart. My fingers are nice and spread. My wrists are under my shoulders. So what you want to be careful of when you come into table, that you're not sort of resting on the skeleton and dipping into the back like that. You want to be nice and strong, drawing that belly button back towards the spine. And feel like you're pushing the floor away. Make it a nice active sort of pose. So we're going to move through some cat-cows from here. So as you inhale, I want you to bring the chest forward. And as you exhale, arch the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. As we come back to center, we're going to come into extended child's pose. So take your knees as wide as the mat. Take your feet flat and the big toes touching. Come back and sit on your heels as much as you can. It's okay if you're up here. And we're going to stretch the arms out. Not everyone's got that space in their shoulders to do that. So you can if you have. Otherwise, stack the fists one on top of each other and rest here. It's okay if you're like this or like this. Every pose is different for each one of us. let's come up. Back up to table position. So get that position nice and stacked. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. And from here we're going to extend the right leg back. Now make sure that those hips are square and that big toe, right big toe is pointing down towards the floor. So holding nice and strong through the core here. And you can either hold that. Some of you may be able to bring that left arm out and hold the pose here. It's not necessary, you can keep the hand down. Bring the hand down and bring the knee down. Just move the hips a little. Back to center. Extend your left leg back. Keep the hips nice and square, big toe pointing down. Now I want you to don't look forward like this. I want your head, your gaze down so you're long through the back of the neck. Reach forward with the right hand. And release. And release. Now let's come up onto the knees. So you notice when you start yoga there's a lot of pressure on the wrists, so just be aware of that. And anytime you need to stop and give your wrists another massage, you feel free to do so. The wrists will strengthen up really quickly in yoga, in fact second to the back, which strengthens up very quickly. So up on the knees are hip width apart. I want you to extend your left leg out to the side. See the toes are facing forward. Bring your right arm up. Inhale, find some length through that right side of the body. And exhale over. I want you to connect to that space above the hip here. That space that we're creating there. Really direct the breath there. So just focus on the breath and feel that area just moving out as you breathe in. And condensing as you breathe out. Let's release. We're going to bring this hand down. Make sure the wrist comes in front of the shoulder here. Open that chest out. And if you're comfortable to, raise that upper leg. You don't have to, you can keep it down. If you raise it, raise the upper arm as well. Hold your drishti or your gaze on something nice and steady, because we are in a balancing pose here. Take the foot down and let's come back up to center. Bring that knee back in. Extend the opposite leg out, breathing in. Find your length and come over. So don't worry about bending right over into the pose. I want you to find that reach first and then coming over. If you take that gaze to look under that left arm, it just allows you to keep that chest a bit more open. So if you're bending over, is stopping you from keeping that nice alignment, come up a bit straighter, it's okay. Just keep the reach there instead of the bend. Breathe into the space above the hip. Now let's release. Bring that hand down. Wrist in front of shoulder, open the chest. Now find your balance. You've got your tripod here, knee, wrist and ankle, foot. Raise the upper leg if you wish. And the upper arm. Hold, really hold that belly in towards the spine. Giving you that strength at your center to hold this balancing pose, steady gaze. Hear the breath. And hand to hip, release the foot down and let's come back up to center and bring that knee in. Okay, so I want you to come back down to table and just lengthen out a little longer. And we're going to come down all the way to the floor. Alright, just going to move back a little bit on my mat. I want you to bend the right leg and reach back and grab the ankle. If you can't grab the ankle, you can do that with a strap or a belt. Bring the left arm around and rest the head as you draw that heel in towards the belly. Sorry, heel in towards the buttocks, not the belly. Now let's release that right foot. And the right hand around, grab your left ankle and draw the heel in towards the buttocks. Rest the head. Now let's release that foot. Work. Bring the hands in under the shoulders. Forehead's on the floor, and I just want you to lift the head and the chest a little, if that feels okay for your back. If it doesn't, you stay down a little lower. This cobra pose isn't for everybody, so just hold it here. If you like, you might want to come up a little higher, not necessary. Make sure you don't bunch the shoulders up, the shoulders stay down and the elbows stay wrapped in. Lower back down. I'm going to come back to classic child's pose. In classic child's pose, we have the knees either together or slightly apart. I like mine slightly apart. And the arms come back beside the body as we rest the forehead down. Not for everyone. If you want, you can bring the fists forward again. And rest the head on the fists. Listen to the breath, sound the breath, make that ocean sound with the breath. Nice and gentle, but audible. Breathing in and out through the nose. Now let's release and come back up to table position. I'm going to come up into downward dog. So it's really important you get this nice stacked position first. So even if you get a mirror to see that you're stacked, a lot of us are sort of, I think this is our table, and I think this is our table, but we want to be nice and stacked because when we bring our hands forward, about half a hand length, we move back. That's our position for our downward dog. So when you move up to downward dog, just make sure that you're reaching the chest back towards the legs. We're looking for length through the spine, and I'm okay for you to have as much bend in your legs as you want here. So let's just hold it here. We're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. And we're going to stay here in a forward fold. So nice bend in the legs. Wrap the hands around the elbows and just maybe swing a little from side to side. That bend in your legs is really going to protect your back, so make sure you keep it there as much as you need. And back to centre. With that bend still in the legs, take the arms out to the side as we inhale up. And we exhale back to Tadasana, standing position. Feet hip width apart, and there's a softness in the knees. So make sure that you're hip width apart. You can do this by spinning the heel around to the ball of the big toe and spin back on that other ball of the foot. And that's your individual hip width, our most balanced position to stand. So we're going to move into tree pose from here. So nice to know, the flatter the surface, the easier it is to balance. So probably tiles are better than carpet for balancing. If you've got an extra thick mat, you might want to step off your mat. You're welcome to use a wall, whatever you need. So we're going to take our weight over to the left foot first. So bring the right leg up. Now I don't mind if your toes stay on the floor here. A lot of us are still balancing in this position. Or ankle or calf or up above the knee. Anywhere along that, any of those options are absolutely fine. Bring the hands into prayer and hold. Bring the hands back to the hips as we raise that leg up. Breathe in. And exhale. Come down. Ready for the other side. Shift your weight to the right. Bring your left foot up anywhere along that leg that suits you. And this is perfectly okay. So just keep the hips square. Don't try and draw that hip of the leg that we're raising up back. So wherever suits. Hands in prayer. Find that drishti. Make sure you're not locking that standing leg in at the knee. A little bit of wind in around my tree today. So just welcoming that constant movement in the standing foot as the body centers and recenters itself. Hands to the hips, raise the leg up, inhale. And exhale, back down. Good work. Just one more standing pose before we come back down to the floor. So we're going to move into Warrior Two. I want you to take a nice wide stand apart. And this stand for your Warrior Two is generally about the length of one of your legs. So it's always a bit hard to gauge, but just take a rough guess there. And so from here, we're going to turn the left foot out. You notice what happens to the hips when we do that? They swivel around and shoot out into this direction. That back foot, I want you to turn the toes in ever so slightly. Good. I'm going to bend this front knee, and that knee I want stacked directly over the ankle. So not this way, not that way, not that way, not this way, but directly over the top. So from here, turn your chest to me, hips still off this way, chest to me, and bring your fingertips together and then bring your arms out. Take your gaze out over your right fingers. We might come into reverse warrior, so flip that front palm and come up. That space there again, above the right hip, left hip for you, so back to Warrior Two, and straighten the front leg, all toes back to me. Turn your left toes, see those hips swivel, back toes turn in a bit, bend that leg, knee stacked over, chest to me, fingertips, bring the arms out, gaze out over your middle, right finger, and hold. Just let the shoulders relax. You're going to feel like the shoulders are stacked over the hips here. So not forward like this, as you see sometimes in this pose. Nice and stacked. Flip that front palm and let's come up for reverse. So reach up is your most important part of the pose. You can come into a little back bend if you wish, but that reach is what we're after more than anything. Keep that front knee stacked. A lot of times when we come into reverse, people come up and out of their lunge. Make sure you keep that lunge there. Hear the breath. Well, let's come back. Hands to hips, straighten up, all toes to me. And we'll just heel toe back in. Good work. All right, we're just going to make our way back down to the floor again. So just making your way down, whichever way works for you. Just like at the start of class, arms out in front, and let's gently roll back. All the way back down. Good work. I want you to bring your knees up towards your chest. One hand on each knee, and just gently rotate the knees around in one direction. And back in the opposite direction. And back to centre. Take the feet down to the floor. Take the feet out nice and wide like we did at the start of class. Breathe in. And exhale, take both knees down to the right hand side. If there's any strain at all, just shift the feet around until there's no strain. Coming back up to centre as we breathe in. And exhale down to the other side. And coming back up to centre. And let's come down into shavasana. If you would like a longer yoga nidra, I've done some recordings, so if you feel free to put on a yoga nidra now if you wish to have a longer relaxation here, but otherwise just stay with me. Take the legs out, toes rolling out to the sides, arms away from the body, palms facing up. Roll the shoulder blades down. And just feeling the connection of your body to the floor. As you feel the belly rising and falling. Bend the legs again. Draw the knees into the chest once more. Give the back a little rock from side to side. And we'll roll on to our right side. Pick ourselves up. Thanks so much for joining me for Beginners Yoga today. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Namaste.